Hello friend, myself Snehal Suryanshi. I am a lecturer in a KG Somya Polytechnic. Today's topic for the presentation is the if-else construct in a C programming. After this session, the student will able to identify the need of if-else construct. Student will able to explain the if-else construct, and student will able to implement the program using the if-else construct. Now, before directly switching for the if-else construct, first we will see why there is a need of such a decision control construct. In real life, many times there is a need to alter our decision depending upon the phase of changing circumstances. That means, consider for example, after the 12th result, if you are getting the good marks in PCM group, then you will go for the engineering. But if you are getting the good marks in a PCB group, then you will go for the medicine. The same way, suppose if I have to reach to my college, I usually follow a highway. But if I find out today there is a heavy traffic on this highway, okay, so rather than going through my traditional route, today I will go with the another diversion. Suppose I want to go outside, and if it is raining, okay, that means this condition is true. Yes, outside there is a rain. Then I will go along with the umbrella. Okay, if there is no raining, that means the condition is false, then I will go along with my cap. The same way in a C programming, it is also possible to perform a different set of the action based on the circumstances. Many times we have to execute the set of the instruction in a one situation and totally different set of the instruction in a another situation. When such a kind of the thing if we have to implement in a programming, then it has been carried out using the decision control structure. In C programming, this decision control structure has been implemented in a four way. The first one is a if construct, second one is a switch, then conditional operator, or it can be implemented also using go to statement. Today's session is a concern about the if construct. Okay, so now we will start with our first simple if construct. The simple if construct is used when we have to perform a set of the action if the particular situation occurs or specific condition becomes the true. That means whenever if the particular condition has been true, that means suppose I have to reach my college, I follows this particular highway. But if there is a heavy traffic on that highway, if the highway is busy, then I will take another diversion. That means if the condition is true, I am having a specific set of action. If the highway is busy, then I will take the another diversion. But if highway is not busy, or if it is on a low traffic, then I will follow my traditional path. Okay, so that time we have to use the simple if construct. That means whenever there is only one set of the action, if the particular condition occur or if that particular situation occur, then we will go for the if construct. Take the example of the programming. Suppose you have to implement the result application. Okay, and if the student score marks is between the 37 and the 39, then usually we give them a grace marks. That means we are changing the marks to the 40. Okay, and we will pass the student. Okay, so what in the result application we generally do, we take the marks and as input and we display the result. The same way we take the input from the user, and if the marks is between the 37 and the 39, that means we have to give the grace mark to the student. Okay, and the result has been displayed. So here the condition is that for giving the grace marks, if the marks is between the 37 and the 39, then marks will be changed to the 40. That means here before displaying the result, I have to check the condition whether the student is carrying the marks between the 37 and 39. If it is between 37 and the 39, then I have to give the grace marks. Okay, otherwise if the student has been scored the 70, that means this is not fit in this situation or in this condition, so I will just normally display my result. The same way the simple if construct is used, okay, whenever there is only one set of the action, okay, and that is executed if the particular condition becomes true. Okay, we'll see how to implement this simple if. Okay, if we have to use the keyword if. Okay, we start with how to use this if construct. Okay, to use this if construct, the syntax is if. If is a keyword in a C programming, that means it is a reserved word. Okay, just like in real life we are using the if, the same way here also in programming we are using the if. If particular condition in a bracket, you have to specify this condition. This condition can be a expression of the relational and the logical operators. If this particular condition is true, then you will jump inside this block. This is called as a if block. Okay, if the condition is true, then you will jump inside this block, you will execute the statements which is present in this block, and then you will go for the next statement. If this condition is a false, that means you come over here, you check this condition. If this condition has not been satisfied, or if it is not true, okay, then you will not jump inside this block. Okay, you will directly come to the next statement. Here I have explained the same example. If you are going for the result application, the final aim of the result application is what? We have to display the result. But before displaying the result, we have to check the condition whether the marks is in between the range of 37 or 39. If the marks is between the 37 and the 39, here I use the logical and relational operator. Okay, if his marks is greater than equal to 37 as well as marks is less than equal to 39, okay, that means it is in the range of 37 to 39, then we are changing the marks to the 40. That means we are giving the grace mark to that student and making it pass. Okay, so here if this condition is true, you will jump inside, you will change the value of the marks variable to the 40. Once you have done with this statement, you will come out of this block and you will display the result. Okay, suppose I am having the 70 marks. So here it will check the condition whether the 70 is a greater than 37. Yes, it is a greater than 37, but it is not less than 39. So it will come out of this block and it will execute the next statement, that is displaying the marks. The same thing has been explained along with the flowchart. Okay, so here the condition has been checked. If the condition is true, that means the marks is between the 37 and the less than 39, then there is a true statement block. True statement block means what? We are changing the marks to the 40. Okay, and then we are displaying the result. If the condition is a false, that means suppose the marks is 70. Okay, so right now I am checking whether the 70 is a greater than 37 and less than 39. No, condition is a false, so it will directly come to the statement X and it will display the result. Okay. Okay, after going the if construct, right now my question is there for you. If you have to write the program to find the profit, whether the seller has made a profit or incur the loss, is it possible using the simple if construct? Okay, so here you have to find out, you have to check. Okay, suppose there is a program you have to write whether seller has made profit or whether the seller has incurred a loss. Is it possible to that implement using simple if construct? Yes, the answer is no. Why? Because here we have to check out whether the seller has made a profit or whether the seller has incurred the loss. That means we have to check whether the selling price, if it is greater than the cost price, then of course the seller has made the profit. If the selling price is less than the cost price, then might be the seller has been incurred the loss. So here we have to perform two different set of the action. So that's why the simple if construct cannot be used for this program. So here the solution is that we have to use the next construct, that is a if else construct in a C. Okay, so here if else construct is used when we have to perform the one set of action if the condition is a true and another set of the action when the condition is a false. Here you can see if the condition is a true, I will go for the another path. If the condition is a false, I will go with the another path. Okay, previously I have given the example of 12 marks. If you are getting the good marks in a PCM, then you will go for the engineering. If you are not getting the good marks in a PCM, then might be you are going for the medicine or another graduation. So here, depending upon the result of condition, okay, if the condition is a true, you will follow the one different path. If the condition is a false, you will follow the another path. Okay, now how to implement this if else in your program? Okay, the syntax is if, then here in a bracket you have to mention the condition. Yes, the condition will be the relational and logical expression. If the condition is a true, then true block statement has been executed. If the condition is a false, that means condition is not satisfied, then else block statement has been executed. Okay, look, every boolean expression is having the true value, whether it can be a true or it can be a false. If it is a true, then this true block will get executed. If it is a false, then false block will get executed. For example, if the selling price is a greater than cost price, then here the profit is there. And how you can measure the profit? By subtracting the cost price from the selling price. If this is selling price is not greater than cost price, that means the condition has been false. That means the cost price is greater than selling price. So in such a case, the loss has been incurred. And how you will find out that loss? By minusing the selling price from the cost price. You can see the same thing from the graph flow chart. If the condition is a true, the true body of the if statement has executed. If the condition is the false, the body of the false statement has been executed, and then it will jump to the exit block. So here at a time only one block will get executed. If the condition is true, the true block. If the condition is a false, the false block has been executed. So after studying the if and else, we can summarize that if construct is used when there is only one set of the action, and if else is used when we have a two different set of the action depending upon the condition. That means if the condition is a true, we have to follow a different set of the action, and if the condition is a false, then we have to follow a different set of the action. Then we will go for if else. Thank you.